Yes, that's right, it's Joe here for Joyrider TV, back with an update on what's been happening on the global speed stick competition. Yes, that's right, there has been a global speed sailing competition going on since the start of the year. I'm coming to you from Velocitek on the Greek island of Lefkos, Greece, which is probably one of the best places on the planet for fast sailing. If you don't know which GPS device you should be using, then I can highly recommend for iOS devices the Waterspeed app. Not only does it tell you how fast you are going, it gives you all the statistics of your sailing session. And yes, it is the official speed tracker of Joyrider TV. And I'm assured that the Android version will be coming at the end of the year. So if you haven't got an iPhone, don't worry. What you can use is your phone in a dry bag running an app such as Strava, which is free, and that is okay for the speed stick. Let's take a look at your results on the speed stick so far this year. So yes, that's right, we're steaming in with the top 27 on the speed stick leaderboard. So coming in 27th in Greece, in Tyros, Arcadia, with a speed of 13.2, we have Tobias sailing a laser. Yes, monohulls are invited to get involved. And then notching it up one in Germany on Zwischenhandmeer with a speed of 14.3 knots, we have Oliver on the Top Cat K2. Oh yes, the Top Cat on the stick. Notching it up in Switzerland on Lake Sempash with a speed of 14.5, sailing the Hobie 18. We have the least Swiss guy in Switzerland, Marty, sailing with Lars on the Hobie 18. Very nice. And then in 24th position, we've got Ivan sailing a Hobie Wave in the Cayman Islands, Dragon Bay Sailing Club, with a great speed of 15.3, which has to be said, that is absolutely cooking on a Hobie Wave. Then on a Hobie Tiger, we have Pierre and Lynn sailing in Canada on Lac St. Joseph, Quebec, 15.6. Oh yes. Then with a speed of 16.0, we're going back to Grand Cayman with a speed of 16 knots on a Hobie Getaway for Brendan and Brian. Very nice job there, guys. In 21st, sailing a Hobie 18 Magnum. That is the Hobie 18 with wings. We have Sam and Meg sailing in Nampa, Idaho, USA, speed 16.1. Now, not to be confused with Sam and Meg in 21st. In 20th, we have Meg and Sam sailing a Hobie 18 Magnum in Nampa, USA, with a speed of 16.4. Yes, that's right. So it is the person who is steering the boat that gets the entry on the speed stick. You can have as many entries on the stick as you like, as long as you're sailing a different boat each time. Just with the Hobie 16, you're either sailing solo or with a crew. Does that make sense? I think so. All right, let's crack on. In 19th place, we have Robert Evans sailing solo on a Hobie 16 on Hemlock Lake, Michigan, USA, speed 16.5. Notching it up over to Germany on Lake Alster, Hamburg, sailing solo on a Dart 18, we've got Matthias. 17 knots dead for Richard, sailing a Hobie 16 solo on the Rockport Reservoir, Utah, USA, in 17th place, 17 knots. What are the chances? And then in 16th place, we've got Max and Andre sailing a Nacra Inter 18 on Lake Simsee, Germany, with a speed of 17.12, 17.12. And then keeping it in Germany for 15th place for Michael and Marcus, sailing a Hobie 16 on Ammersee in Bavaria with a speed of 17.2 knots, notching it up. And then in 14th place in the UK on Datchet Water, just to the west of London, with a speed of 17.5 knots, we've got Anthony sailing a Hobie 16 single-handed. And then in 13th place, we have the Queso Cat of Carl and Emma sailing on Lake Buchanan, Texas, also with a speed of 17.5, Hobie 16. And then in 12th place, in Maui in the Hawaiian Islands, with a speed of 18.25, is Ryan and Joseph on the NACRA 500. And then in 11th place, we've got Scott dropping it in the slot on a Hobie 16 solo on Cultus Lake, Oregon, USA, with a speed of 18.4. All right, then in 10th place, we've got Tobias and Stefan sailing the Top Cat K2X in Holland on the IJsselmeer with a speed of 19.2. That bad boy must have been kicking up some spray. And then no stranger to these events, in 9th place, we've got Chris and Matt sailing the Prindle 19 in Galveston Bay, Texas, USA, with a speed of 20.25. Yes, we have exceeded 20 knots. The goose is being cooked. The beans are being given. Then in 8th place, we've got Morgan and Michael sailing a Dart 18 in East London, South Africa, absolutely sending it with 20.3 knots. Also with 20.3 knots, we've got Josh and Felix sailing a NACRA 5.7 in Tasmania on the Tamar River during the Devolt Safari race. It's great to go that fast, even better to go that fast during a race. And then in 6th position, we've got Nathan and Tracy sailing a Hobie 16 in East London, South Africa, with a speed of 20.6 knots. Then notching it up to 20.8 knots, we've got Felix and Julian sailing an 18 Formula, Hobie 18 Formula, which is a type of Hobie 18 which I believe was only abundant in Europe. It's basically the Hobie 18 platform, higher aspect dagger boards, and a higher aspect rig. Back from in the 90s, those bad boys were popular. And then banging in a great speed of 21.23 knots, sailing on Lake Weber, Queensland, Australia, we have Steve Ned Kelly on the Hobie 16 single-handed. And then in 4th place, we're in the UK, in Brighton, for Glyn and Mark, sailing a Hobie 16 with a speed of 21.46, cooking. And then we're on the podium. In 3rd position, we've got Scott Toomer sailing in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, USA. I was there with a speed of 22.3 knots on the Prindle 18-2 special Franken-Kitty. Very nice. And that is single-handed on that massive beast. So that is a full send there for Scott in 3rd. And then in 2nd place, flying the flag for the Tornado class, we've got Max and Finn sailing in Flensburg on the Baltic Sea in the north of Germany with a speed of 22.3 knots. Come on, Tornado sailors, we want some more. Great job there, Max and Finn in 2nd. And leading the charge in 1st place in Australia, Lake Weber, Queensland, with a speed of 22.8 knots. We've got Jimmy Carpenter sailing solo on the Hobie 16. And it has to be said that the competitiveness on Lake Weber, Queensland, Australia is hot. If you haven't yet got involved, the speed stick is wide open for the taking. Yes, it is. Even James in Australia, he knows this. He's going to be out there again, sending it, going faster. So should you. But do keep it safe out there. Thanks very much. I'll see you soon with some more on Joyrider TV.